Previously on the O.M.E.N podcast.
Oh, hi there! I'm Gumbo! Welcome to Gumbo Land!
Kill it! Kill it!
I shoot it.
I'm your friend, Gumbo the Clown! And I'm gonna kill you!
This is my revenge. This is God's revenge. God's terrible clown-driven revenge.
The dice have spoken.
I didn't realize Sean took such pleasures in combat.
You should have known who Neo was, shouldn't you?
Roots! Roots! Turn them into roots!
I reach into my pockets while I'm being strangled. Finally, we got to the root of the problem.
You turn the clown into a tiny root that is in the shape of a clown. The three of you are standing in a clownless theme park.
What will happen next? Find out on this exciting episode of O.M.E.N.
So how about that recap?
Okay, the recap. All right. In the style of Star Wars, I believe it was going to be. I just need to remember what it's like.
Specifically Clone Wars.
Specifically Clone Wars. What's he like? He's got quite a big, boomy voice.
In the galactic civilization today!
A small town in Louisiana. A vampire queen and her hive lurk somewhere within. Our team visit a nearby theme park and have their asses handed to them by possessed robot clowns. Bravery, valor, unity. Our team have none of these things. Now free from the robot menace, the team must figure out what to do next. Find out what happens in this episode of The Clone War. No, O.M.E.N. That's the one that we're in now.
Yay!
Cool. I'm on board with this.
Yeah? It sounds more exciting than...
I would like to mention that Smedley's here with us, so technically it's 4 people investigating.
This is true.
Because he's a person too.
We do keep forgetting Smedley.
He's just sitting in the house right now.
Just staring at the gory hole.
Yeah, staring at the gory hole, just sort of been like, tempting.
Nope, thanks. Nope.
He's been there all day. He's so bored.
Why don't we try bringing him with us more often? Oh wait, because he's doesn't wear clothes proper.
He doesn't.
Right. So we got the Curse of the Bayou, which is half Cure of the Bayou now.
It's been destroyed. The Curse of the Bayou is now a part hospital, pseudo hospital. Dr. Martin brought in from another dimension somewhere a hospital.
A hospital inside a theme park for when you get injured inside the theme park.
Yeah, I desperately wonder what's happened in the other dimension where the hospital disappeared and was replaced by a fairground. These poor people sitting in their beds are suddenly sitting inside, like, the chassis of, like, cars that drive around this, like, scary, like, hotel thing.
Bad surgeries happen there, probably.
Ugh. So you are all standing in the Gumbo Land sort of, like, lot. You're sort of, like, in the middle between the Curse of the Dark Bayou and the theme park is directly in front of you. And there's like a couple of rides around you. Beneath your feet are the destroyed remains of these robot clowns. And the one in Dr. Martin's hand is a root, because he turned it into a root, because he's got that power. He has something that breaks.
A root? What did I turn it into a root from? A robot.
It was a robot.
Right.
And you turn fruit.
You turned it from a clown robot into a clown root, so it's a root in the shape of a clown, which is fine, I guess.
That's perfect.
How are you all feeling health-wise? You're looking a little bit rough around the edges.
I got beaten up by very many clowns.
I'm still at 30 health, mate.
Yeah, you're all right. You're a pinnacle. You're a mountain. You're 6'4" and full of muscle.
Is that canon? I'm 6'4".
And full of muscle, yeah. Just like the song from the Land Down Under, the Men at Work.
On a scale from 0 to 22,
Yes.
I'm at about a 13.
Interesting. Very interesting choice of words. How about you, Annabelle? How are you feeling on a scale of 1 to however many health points you have?
I'm on a scale of 1 to not great. I'm close to not great.
Okay.
I'm really hoping that cure of the Dark Bayou has got something useful.
Sounds like we're gonna do some traditional Australian pill raiding.
Do you want to go and search the Dark Bayou to see if you can find anything useful?
Yes, please.
First, I want to know from your perspective what you think is happening around us, so that we don't walk into the water and find that there's water clowns for some godforsaken reason.
There's no water clowns. I'm still pretty happy with you guys right now, so there's not going to be any water clowns. Everything's cool right now. Could you all roll observation and we'll see what you find inside the ruins?
It's a 12.
I got a 15.
I got a 13.
Ah, so you're all reasonably mediocre today. You all look through the Curse of the Dark Bayou and you find a couple of useful items. So you find yourselves some shots of morphine. You've got 2 shots of morphine, which should stay off the damage until Smedley can look after you. If you do take them, I'm going to make you roll for luck for reasons.
They're not haunted morphine, are they?
Haunted by the ghosts of all the addicted veterans of war who have used them in the past.
Maybe. I'll work that out when whether or not you fail the roll.
Morphine, it's not just needles full of morphine. It's one of them pill bottles that you stick the needle in and then you suck the morphine out, right?
Yeah. You find 2. You find 2 of them, and you find a syringe.
Cool.
The rest of the building has been warped out of shape, so anything that might have been around this building that could have been useful in terms of a clue or anything that would help progress the storyline has been warped out of shape.
I have no idea how this happened. This is devastating.
Well done, Martin.
It's a good thing that my character doesn't know that.
Yeah, none of you know that, but I'm going to say that is a thing that happened. You're all now standing in this ruins in the middle of this theme park. You've got this morphine. Do any of you want to use that morphine to just top your health up for a bit?
Not after you told us we gotta roll for luck.
And morphine sounds less like a health pack and more like I'm just gonna do drugs.
Yeah.
If any of us is eligible to become a drug addict, I'm thinking that it would be Martin.
You think Martin would be a drug addict?
I'd absolutely think that he's just in between scenes where he is appearing like he's just snorting a line of cocaine.
Martin's not a drug addict. He can stop whenever he wants.
I could imagine it, though.
I mean, we could all imagine every character here being a horrendous drug addict, except maybe Annabelle.
I would not imagine Annabelle defiling her nostrils with anything that is not sweet tea.
This is true. No, Annabelle's like a pure being.
Sweet tea and Jesus.
Now, that's a good name for a drug.
Yes.
Now that's addictive, yeah.
Jesus is addictive.
Well, sweet tea, I meant, but sure.
Do you want to progress forward towards the roller coaster, or do you want to sort of leave the theme park? It's up to you guys. I mean, you can see the map around you.
Do you guys remember why we went to the theme park specifically?
Because Koala said so?
We were just hoping to run into vampires?
Yeah, so you're currently trying to find any evidence for these vampires, trying to work out who is a vampire and who isn't in this town.
About what time of day is it right now?
I would say you're getting towards about 4 o'clock-ish.
4 o'clock in the morning or the evening?
In the evening. It's still bright. It's still light out, but it's getting there. There's a festival going on in town that you guys used to sort of avoid prying eyes whilst you were here. Everyone's at the market square at the minute, so you do have sort of free reign of the town for the time being.
There's definitely something fucky going on with Gumboland. You know, what with the possessed, haunted, doll, clown robots?
Yes, for sure.
So we should probably, find out what that's all about, at least.
Do you want to move forwards towards the gator then, or what do you want to do?
Yeah!
Yeah, the roller coaster?
Mm-hmm.
You walk towards the roller coaster. Could you all please roll for focus?
Got a 10.
I got a critical fail.
I got a natural 20.
Koala walks forwards and he feels something weird.
Where is he feeling it? Because as we know, there are various weird things happening with his body that he has to take medication to manage.
Not in his groin. He feels it on the back of his neck. He feels the hairs on his back of his neck perk up.
Oh, my danger sense.
Your danger sense, yeah. You stop right in your tracks as you're walking towards the gator, and you just feel something's wrong. Martin, however, walks straight forward. I want you to roll for focus again, please, Martin.
Oh, okay.
And this would depend on how you're critical.
I got another critical fail.
All right, then. All right. Here we go.
Oh no.
All right, Martin. Could you roll 1d6, please?
It was nice knowing you guys. Okay, 1d6. It's a 3.
Okay, so as you walk forwards, you hit an invisible barrier. And this barrier is so full of magical energy, it sends you flying backwards, and you lose 3 health.
Ouch.
So can you describe this barrier in a bit more detail?
So when you hit the barrier, you see it sort of radiate out, and you can see it's like a big domed barrier just around like the area around the gator and the sort of spinny merry-go-round kind of ride nearby. There's just some sort of weird magical barrier there. If you get close enough, you notice that it's very cold. So it's some sort of like endothermic energy going on there. So probably something to do with the realms of the undead, as Dr. Martin would realize based on his understanding of the different realms.
Also, his understanding of the cold, searing pain going through his body.
Oh,
Oh god, yeah, he's feeling it right now.
what happened?
What's left of his hair is like sticking up.
It ticked off my danger sense, mate. You shouldn't have kept walking. You know you aren't in the condition to survive several things.
But there's nothing there. Did I hallucinate that? I'm really confused.
You didn't take the morphine, so I think you're fine there.
So Annabelle, you definitely saw this magical barrier appear and sort of resonate around the area.
All right.
Behind the magical barrier, you see another one of those clown robots, like, get up, and it waves at you.
I'll wave back. Hi.
You wave back, and the clown robot then sort of just stares at you guys blankly. It's not making any noise. At least you can't tell if it's making noise, because whatever this barrier is holding behind it, you can't actually hear anything. It's like soundproof.
I'm gonna throw a rock at the clown.
Okay. Could you roll for, I guess shooting's agility? So you roll for agility.
11.
Okay, you throw the rock, and the rock hits the shield, and it bounces straight back off of it and lands on the floor. If you'd rolled a critical there, I would have beamed you in the face.
So the clown is behind the shield.
The clown is behind the shield, yes.
Alright.
Okay, so that's what's happening.
It is an impassable barrier.
Well, it's a good thing I didn't choose to shoot it with my assault rifle. Or although I guess it's out of ammo.
You've still got your Helsing compendium, so you could try like looking this up and see.
Yeah, I'll look under B for barrier.
Could you roll for focus, please?
22.
Bloody hell. You flick through your Helsing compendium, and you realize that this is some sort of barrier set up by some form of undead force. It tends to be created when a poltergeist, specifically a poltergeist, has had some sort of traumatic event happen, and it's sealed off the area to protect itself.
It's a ghost. I knew it. It's a ghost, guys. It's a ghost.
I think something might have gone wrong with this precarious, dangerous roller coaster in the middle of swampland.
What, really?
I'm not sure though, but it feels like that could have happened.
I mean, planning permission wasn't really followed.
I'm gonna take out my phone and I'm gonna call Smedley.
Okay, I'm gonna say roll for luck on this one.
Good thing I put 1 ellipse in luck, so that I can roll a mediocre 10.
I'm gonna say you don't have signal here.
Can I try to call Smedley?
Yeah, if you want.
Alright, what am I rolling for?
Luck, please.
I got a 6.
Thank fuck for that. You don't have signal here.
I'd like to call Smedley now.
All right, go for it.
I got a 14.
You don't have signal here. It's fine.
I just wanted to let him know about the ghost.
Well, you could always go back to the house, I guess, and let him know about the ghost. There's,
Can we just shoot the house from here and he'll get the message?
I don't think you can see it from here.
Well, it's a massive trick shot, right? What can you bounce it off of in the area to hit the house?
I don't know.
Well, if I get it through the general store, I think I can hit through the general store, and I can get it through the gory hole if it ricochets right.
But then you'd be potentially shooting Smedley. So can we not?
Well, that's what Smedley gets for messing with the gory hole.
What if we bounce it off of the Banshee, which is currently hovering over us?
No, the Banshee's landed.
Yeah.
Does the gator have a loop-de-loop in it?
It does, yeah.
So you could shoot the top of the loop-de-loop and bounce it so it hits the top of the house, so Smedley has to come out and see what's happening.
That's a great idea, except for there's a barrier all the way around the gator.
This is true. Yes, there is a barrier.
Could you bounce it off of the barrier? How high does the barrier go? Do we know?
Guys, I don't think the ghost is gonna leave if we just go. It's gonna be here tomorrow.
Yeah.
We could just go and tell Smedley.
Does anyone here know American Sign Language?
No.
I don't think anyone knows American Sign Language.
Does anyone know Southern Sign Language?
Yes.
You know Southern Sign Language?
Of course I do.
Do you think Smedley does? Also, Smedley's British. Why would he know American Sign Language?
Exactly, that's why we don't need Smedley.
I would say that you are aware that this kind of barrier could only be taken down by very, very powerful magic.
Hey, Koala?
Yeah?
You remember that talk we had when we first got in town?
Dimly?
The one about righteous fire?
I believe I do remember that.
That's pretty powerful magic, right? We can probably...
What the hell are you guys talking about?
It's fine.
I feel like that is pretty righteous fire.
I feel like I'm being left out.
Because we could...
We could.
I feel like fire versus force field, it's gotta work somehow, right?
I feel like, depending on the whims of perhaps the god of righteous fire, it could backfire horribly. But then again, backfire has fire in it, so obviously this has to work.
Yeah, it's fighting fire with fire, and then it causes more fire, and if you spell fire wrong, you can put fire in force, and then it's a force field, and then...
What?
Annabelle, I don't think Koala can spell anyway.
Fire force, which is just the amount of force that you put into fire, which is we're going to be putting maximum force into fire. And the person and the thing behind the barrier would appreciate that. Do you want to sort of tell it our plans through Southern Sign Language before we do anything drastic?
Yes. So I wave at the ball to get his attention back, and then I do finger guns at him.
Okay. It does finger guns back.
And then I like wiggle my fingers like jazz hands over my head to symbolize fire.
Okay.
And then I do a little halo and a little Bible, like opening the Bible. And then I do that little hand thing that you learn as a child where you look at the steeple and then you open up the door and inside are all the people. And then I do the fire again.
It scratches its head. It's kind of confused. I assume it's thinking, are you planning on burning down the church?
Well, scratching its head, that's symbolism in Southern Sign Language, so I think he completely understands us.
Right.
Yeah.
Or it means he is last. I don't... Cousin Jeb was a little bit unclear.
So, from what you're saying, it wants us to burn down a church to release the barrier.
I mean, any good church is fireproof.
Okay, that's a good point.
That's true. No, it isn't. That's not true. That's not true at all.
I think you'll find that the coolest churches are not fireproof. Like, have you seen the wooden churches of Norway? Scandinavia has the best monuments, you know.
Well, Scandinavia also has the highest rate of atheism, so clearly they don't know what they're doing.
Why do they have so many churches if they don't even believe? It doesn't even make sense. Scandinavians are just wasteful.
They got no idea what they're doing at all.
Well, I mean, I guess they're just sort of leftovers. We don't disregard our old history, but like...
You don't know what to do with the church, and you don't use your leftovers. This is all going against the Southern spirit.
I don't know how to have a conversation with you, Koala. How do you work?
Can you all roll for observation, please?
Yeah.
I got a 21.
I'm observing her having a 21 with my 13.
How about you, Martin?
I got a 17. I am very observant.
The three of you are staring at this barrier, and then behind you, you hear the sound of rubble sort of shaking a little bit. You hear like the sound of rubble being displaced. And you turn around, and you see a man who looks kind of like Guy Fieri.
And I start giggling because I remember what his name is.
Oh yeah, you do. And he was standing near the Curse of the Dark Bayou.
Is he connected to ghosts? Because then he'd be Geist Fieri!
Geist.
Oh my god.
You see him, he sees you, and then he runs off out of the theme park towards the graveyard and church.
I feel like most times that people run away from me, I've had very good luck from chasing them.
Yeah, I was going to say, should we chase him?
Now, that don't make much sense, because the last time I invited him to church, he weren't here for it, and I was a little bit upset at him. So clearly, he's come to Jesus, and we should let him go.
What?
What day of the week is it?
Today in your game world, it's Friday because that's the day the podcast comes out. So it's always Friday.
Oh,
It's Perpetual Friday.
It's perpetual Friday.
no, that don't make a lick of sense.
It doesn't make sense. It's weird. Why would he do that? Why would he go to church on a Friday?
He must be going to Bible study.
Who is the person we're talking about?
It's Peyton Steele.
Have I met him?
He's the guy who looks like Neo.
Oh, him.
Yes.
Yeah, Neo. But wait, what? Who's Neo?
But no, he looks like Guy Fieri. He's dressed like that guy from that one movie. I don't remember what it's called.
Oh no.
I think it had a dog in it, and then the dog was gone, and there was a bunch of
There
Russians.
was a spoon.
And then there was
spoon.
Baba
I think it was
Yaga,
Ratatouille. It was
and-
Ratatouille.
Oh my! No, you're completely off track. I don't like. Now I'm hungry.
Do you wish to pursue?
Yeah, sure.
So we're just leaving the thing. Can you sign to it that we'll be back?
I don't know how I do it, but I Terminator do hand signals.
You do that sort of awkward sort of I'm going to be back kind of hand signals that you do to someone across from like in a nightclub, but you don't necessarily know how to do it, but they sort of get it.
And then you never intend to really go back to the person in the nightclub.
It's a special kind of finger gun.
Neither I nor Annabelle have been to a nightclub, so I just finger gun at it.
Oh, and it finger guns back.
Aw.
And I'm assuming it does. It knows what you're talking about. The three of you run out of the theme park and you pursue.
Yeah.
He is running down the path directly towards the church from the car park area. Do you want to pursue him down there, or do you want to try and cut him off at the graveyard? What do you want to do?
I can't imagine he runs very fast, looking how he does.
He's like I said, he's like if Guy Fieri and Val Kilmer had a baby.
What the hell is Val Kilmer?
Val Kilmer from Top Gun.
What's Top Gun?
Oh, Val Kilmer did not age well.
No, he didn't age well, but imagine like him when he was younger, like not before. Like this guy is definitely going to age badly, but right now he's pretty fit.
Val Kilmer is badass. Don't disrespect Val Kilmer.
He is running off. So what do you guys want to do?
I mean, I'm gonna steal a bike if I can find one and like chase after him on a bike.
Okay, could you roll for luck for me?
Next time I'm making a character entirely based on luck because I got a 4.
Americans don't ride bikes. What are you doing?
Americans don't ride bikes, and therefore Martin doesn't find a bike in the car park of the flooded, abandoned theme park. And
The only way that Americans know how to make bikes is to cut a car in half.
so the three of you run out into the car park, and you run down the alleyway towards Peyton, who is now legging it, and he bounds up and over the fence of the graveyard.
Wait 1 cotton picking minute.
Yep.
I've got a machete, right?
Yep.
I held the machete at his leg to get him to stop.
Roll for strength.
17.
Okay, I'm going to get him to roll for agility.
That's an agility of 5.
Peyton rolls a 5. You throw your machete at him. He's going to roll for luck.
Let me make clear, as I say it, my intentions. I just want to talk to you. Throw.
Okay, he rolls a luck of 10. You throw your machete at him, and it smacks into his leather jacket and pins him against the wall. And he is now struggling to get his jacket off to get himself over the fence. Like he's sort of half hanging from the fence, and his jacket is keeping him there.
I feel like this is a good time for Annabelle's ability to, like, trap someone. I imagine you would have a lasso of some sort in your prison purse.
That's completely stereotyping. How dare you?
I'm so sorry.
Do you have a lasso?
I left the lasso on the ship. I'm sorry.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, shoot!
Okay, we gotta do this old-fashioned way. We gotta pin him to the ground.
You want me to shoot?
No.
Shoot what? Where?
Get him! Get him! Let's get him.
I throw my assault rifle at him.
You're quite far away from him right now. Like you're down the alleyway towards the place.
Oh, so we're pretty far away. We just gotta run up and catch him. Just tackle him.
Yeah.
Disable him.
Can you all roll for agility? I'm going to see whether or not you catch up with him.
I've got a 18.
I got a 13.
Well,
I'm going to say that he is pulling at his jacket, and his jacket sort of rips in half, and he starts to fall over the wall. Koala, you chase after him, and you manage to jump over the wall and into the graveyard. At this point, the sun is starting to set. It's getting kind of dark. Dr. Martin and Annabelle, you run up to the wall. Do you want to try and tackle the wall as well?
yeah.
Okay, could you both roll for agility again? Annabelle, you get a roll of 22 and you leap over the fence. I don't know how you managed to do it, but you leap with almost like saint-like grace across the fence.
I got a 4.
Dr. Martin, you run up to the fence and just you face plant directly into it, and you have to sort of slowly walk around the outside of the fence and through the gate on the other side of the graveyard.
Yes, I've never taken a shortcut before.
Koala, could you roll for focus for me, please?
I've got a 14 in focus. Lots of good rolls today. I'm happy.
You're doing really well, yeah. Actually, Annabelle, could you roll for focus as well, please?
Oh, 18.
Okay. So, Dr. Martin, you come round the corner through the gate and you find Annabelle and also Koala frozen in place in the middle of the graveyard.
Oh, dear God.
And we'll find out what happens to you in the next episode of O.M.E.N. I'll see you next time. Bye. The O.M.E.N. podcast is powered by Ellipsis RPG, the accessible donationware rule set. Now available on itch.io. If you like what you're hearing, please rate us on iTunes or wherever you get your podcast. You can tweet to us at the hashtag OMENcast, that's O-M-E-N cast, and who knows, you might get a special mention in one of the episodes from us. Thank you for listening, and remember, stay vigilant. You never know what's out there.
Hi there. The show you just listened to is a member of the Necropodicon Podcast Network. Head over to necropodicon.com to find tons of other shows you'll love. While you're there, check out the cast and crew profiles and fan art galleries.